Fear. So what are you really afraid of? Fear is one of those things that stops us from doing so much in our lives. Perhaps we're in a situation where we are being treated like a child and we want to express ourselves like the adults that we are. Perhaps we're in a relationship that no longer serves us and we want the courage to say no and get out or change it in some way. Perhaps we're in a career that doesn't suit us and we want to be able to have experience something more fulfilling. Whatever it is for you, usually fear is the thing that makes us stop in our tracks and question and feel like we can't do that. I can't do that. I'm not enough. Or whatever it is that comes up for you. So I'd like to share with you something that Sue Jeffers wrote about in her book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. She talks about 3 levels of fears. The first level of fears are the fears that are surface level, if you like. They're the presenting fear. They're either action-based or the things that happen. So things like aging, getting ill, retirement, being alone, the children leaving home, natural disasters, loss of financial security or change, dying, war, disease. These sorts of things happen to us. What about the fears where we have to take action? There'll be things like going back to school, making decisions, changing a career, making friends, ending or starting a new relationship, using the phone. It's amazing how many people are afraid of using the telephone. Asserting oneself, losing weight, being interviewed, driving. Public speaking is a massive one. Making mistakes and intimacy. Now, you might also have some that you can add to the list of things that happen to you that you're afraid of and things where you have to take an action. But underneath all of those things is a second layer. Another level, if you like. So Susan Jeff talks about these as being level 2 fears. There are things like fear of being rejected, fear of being judged, fear of success or failure, being vulnerable, because we get hurt when we're at our most vulnerable. So we like to close that off, and it's perfectly normal and understandable. A loss of self-image, fear of being helpless, of being disapproved, of being conned. So all of those things are a deeper layer or a deeper level of fears. They refer to our inner states of mind rather than an external factor. So if you are afraid of being rejected, this will play out in a variety of areas of your life, including friendships, jobs. If you're wanting to become an entrepreneur, you're going to have to face being rejected by certain people who won't understand what you're trying to do. Maybe they'll even hate you, and you're going to have to face that. Job interviews as well. It will play out through being rejected for new jobs. You won't want to go for interviews. You'll have that fear always of someone doesn't want me. And the fact is sometimes when you get rejected, it's the best thing in the world. So to protect yourself from rejection, you really limit yourself. You shut down. You don't want to put yourself out there. So think about that list that I just gave you about fears of rejection, success, failure, being vulnerable, being conned, helpless, fear of being of disapproval, a fear of loss of image, of rejection. And just see how they are playing out in your life. Are they all there? Is it just some of them? Where are they and how are they affecting you? Now, underneath all of those is level 3 fears. In fact, it's just one fear. Are you ready for it? So level 3 fear, according to Susan Jeffers, is the fear of I can't handle it. And I say it again, the fear of I can't handle it. That's really simple, isn't it? But let's try this on. Let's try this for all of the fears we've looked at so far. So level 1 fears. I can't handle illness. I can't handle getting old. I can't handle losing someone. I can't handle being raped. I can't handle accidents. I can't handle making a fool out of myself. What about acquiring the level 1 fears that require action? I can't handle driving. I can't handle learning how to drive. I can't handle public speaking. I can't handle standing up in front of people. I can't handle making a mistake. I can't handle being intimate. I can't handle losing someone. I can't, and then the relationship, I can't handle beginning one. How does that sit with you? You say, I can't handle something. It feels pretty, for me, my body feels tight. I don't want to go there. So level 2 fears translate then to, I can't handle the responsibility of success. I can't handle the thought of failure. I can't handle being rejected. I can't handle losing face. I can't handle being disapproved. Isn't that amazing? I can't handle. So if you were to flip this around then, if you were to know that you could absolutely handle anything that came your way, what would you possibly have to fear? Type it in the chat box below. I'd love to hear what you think before I share it. Awesome. The answer is actually nothing. You'd have nothing to fear. Now, you're probably, and this is what something that Sue Jeff said, you're probably not jumping up and down for joy, right? And now you've had this realization. But isn't this a relief? Knowing that actually if you could simply believe even that you could handle something, or if you were given the tools that you could handle it, you'd have no fear. How good would that feel? So all you have to do, and I'm going to quote Susan Jeffers here, all you have to do to diminish your fear is to develop more trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. I'm going to read that again to you. All you have to do to diminish your fear is to develop more trust in your ability to handle fear. Let me read that again. All you have to do is to diminish your fear is to develop more trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. And this is really important. Because every time you're feeling afraid, you're telling yourself you can't handle it, you're simply telling yourself you're not enough. But when you tell yourself that you can do it, you're telling yourself you are enough. That you've got everything you need. And there's lots of different reasons why we might belittle ourselves and we might feel like we don't feel like we're capable. Because that's what it really comes down to, not feeling capable. And it might come down from having overprotective parents, for instance. Like if someone was sort of stifling you and overprotective, not wanting you to try new things because you might get hurt. Saying, oh, I love you, last time you tried that, it didn't work out. Trying to protect you from failure. You're not going to want to go there, are you? So it could possibly come from something like that. It doesn't really matter too much where it comes from. What matters is how you react to it, how you respond to it, how you change what it is that you do when this comes up. Whether you shut yourself down and you go small, or you go, you know what? I don't feel like I can handle this right now. What do I need to know? What do I need to do in order to feel like I can? So that whatever happens, you are able to say, whatever happens to me, given any situation, I can handle it. And if you're saying, oh, come on now, I'm going to actually just quote this from Susan Jeffers as well. So, if you're doubting Thomas and you're saying, oh, come on now, how do you handle paralysis or the death of a child or cancer? Well, I'm going to be sharing with you, like Susan Jeffers is in her book, some ways and tools to help you overcome fear and to help you take the actions you need to take in order to have your best life yet, so that you can handle anything that comes your way. And the three most important words you ever want to hear yourself say are, I'll handle it. I've got this. I can do it. It's amazing how powerful those words are, because you're telling yourself you are capable, you are enough, you are good enough, and you are worthy of having what it is that you want. So I leave you with that thought. I'd love to hear your aha moments in the comments box. If you've had a thought, or if you'd like to share some of your fears that you'd like help with, pop them down the box. I'm looking forward to sharing with you what I've been learning through Susan Jeffers, through the Coaching Institute, through all sorts of resources that are too many to name right now, but I'd love to be sharing those with you. So if there's a specific issue that you'd like to be dealt with, but you don't want to share it with the world, please feel free to email me. Happy to respond to those. Hope you have an amazing day wherever you are. And until the next video, remember to like this one. Do subscribe to receive notifications about all my other videos that I'm putting out there about fear, about taking actions, about planning for your best life. And looking forward to seeing you living your best. Namaste.